long story short, we ended up doing the do. Before we did the do, I let him know, because I didn't want to do the do originally. I let him know that I had chlamydia at some point this year. Yeah, I'll own it. I'll own it. I went and got treated for it, but I never went to go get tested again. I let this man know that verbatim. That's exactly what I told him. I had chlamydia, got treated, still haven't gotten tested since. Don't know if I have it, if I'm being honest with you. Exactly what I told that man. He goes, no, you don't have it. Like, you took the medicine. Like, he's trying to reassure me, like, hey, you don't have chlamydia. All right, cool. I believe you. Why? Because he told me he's an LPN. He told me he's a fucking nurse, okay? As he's getting to know my personality, he's also letting me know, like, oh, I'm such a sweet guy. Like, you need a nice guy like me, basically. Like, because you need, like, the opposite of you. Someone that's going to calm you down. Like, he's really trying to...
Take in mind, this is a cat she just met. Like, what up, Khalil? I don't know if I just went live or what. I guess I was streaming. It's finally working. Now it's working. This whole time I thought it was live. Peace and love, Khalil. Welcome to the stream. This whole time I thought I've been broadcasting. That's crazy work. Crazy work. So I don't even know if this playback is going to be what it is. But take in mind, we're going to finish this video. She just met this dude. She was going to the store. She walked in the store. Homeboy was like, yo. She hollered at homeboy. There was no place open for them to hang. They ended up in this car. They ended up doing it. But before they did it, she told the nigga that she had chlamydia. He lied and said, hey, I'm an LPN or whatever that is. I guess it's some type of medical person. And they started doing it. He said, you ain't got chlamydia. So, yeah. Y'all just got the notification. See what I'm saying? Because I just hit go live. It says streaming, and then it says go live. Those are two different buttons. So I don't even know what the F is going on. I mean, you know what I mean? What's up, World's Yours Entertainment? What up, Reaver? God damn, bro. But this is insane. Listen to this shit.
Get me to believe that he's such a nice guy, that he's a nurse, and he's not like the other guy. Right. As he's saying all this, I'm like not falling for it, because part of me is just like, you're a man. You only want one thing. Like, I'm not dumb, okay? After we do the do, this man is literally looking at me with pure fucking disgust.
Thank you, DS Skizzle.
He's looking at me like I just ate my own shit. Like, I don't even... The way that he looked at me, I never want a man to look at me like that ever again. He looks at me with disgust, and I'm looking at him like, what I do? And he's like, are you sure you don't have chlamydia? Did I not just tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
What up, Melinda?
Mind you, as we're doing the do, he's literally like looking at my vagina trying to see if I have, I don't even know, warts? Bitch, what are you looking for? I go inside, all right? I'm done with his bullshit. I go inside. He calls me because I was upset with like how things ended. He calls me.
Yo.
He tries to make up for it. Okay, cool. I'm easy. He comes back the next day. We do it again. You would think that after he made such a big deal about are you sure, like, that he wouldn't want to fuck me again? Like, I don't know. Just my guess. That's what I would think. No, fucks me again and then accuses me of having HIV. How do we go from STI to STD?
What is going on, bro?
You gave it to me.
What?
I ended up blocking him because one day he texts me, hey, Jules. I respond within a few minutes.
What up, Kev J?
I say, hey. And he literally didn't respond.
Right.
So I blocked him. So he can literally never respond. That all happened last month, okay? Wait, does that make sense? I don't know. But this all happened last month. Because the last time I texted him, it said 7/26. So that definitely had to happen last month. I don't know if I got the months right. This is a blur to me. Y'all, when I tell you, by the grace of fucking God, for whatever reason, I don't know why this happened. I go get Gabby's hair done. She gets the same hairstyle as me. She decides within literally 2 days of her having that hairstyle, she doesn't want that hairstyle and she wants to look like she's Korean because of the K-pop Demon Hunters. So I cut her some bangs and straightened her hair, but it didn't look as straight as it could be. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna book you a silk press. Today's the hair appointment, okay? Me and Gabby, we go. Oh, let me show y'all Gabby's hair, okay? It ain't. All right, I'm getting my hair done next. Yeah, I'm gonna get it sewed.
Bro, what's going on?
Listen, back to the story. I go in, and there's this girl. We are gonna call her, let's just call her Dream. I don't know. Let's just call her Dream. So there's this girl, Dream. And Dream went to high school with me, and we also worked together one time at Krispy Kreme. I'm like, hey girl, haven't seen you in so long. Like, how are you? We're catching up, whatever. We didn't talk the whole appointment though. Like, just keep that in mind. It's not like we were getting super comfortable, whatever. Some point in the appointment, like near the end of the appointment, we do kind of start getting comfortable, and I start telling them like,
Right.
oh yeah, I had a psychic
Crazy
reading. I'm talking to the
work.
girl who did Gabby's hair, and I'm talking to Dream, okay? So I'm like, yeah, I got a psychic reading. I don't know how you guys feel about psychic readings, but like, yeah, she told me I'm gonna buy a house by 30 or before 30, and she told me I have my own business. So now we start talking about having our own business, okay? Dream starts telling me how she has a boyfriend, and he always says like he wants to help her, he wants to invest in her, basically start her own business, yada yada. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. She's like, yeah, like talking about her man. She's talking like pretty highly of her man too. She's like, yeah, he's Haitian. Like, I love Haitian men. I'm like, girl, me too. She's like, yeah, but he's not like, you know, the other Haitian men. Like, he's really just about his business, about his money, whatever. She says his name. She says this man's first and last name. Come again, come again, come again.
So it's the
Now, the
dude.
reason why I know this man's name is because
Yo.
when he would call me, it would show his full name on the caller ID. So when she said that name, I literally was like, girl, nah. She's like, why? I was like, girl, what does he look like? You need to show me him now. She shows me him. It's the man. It's the fucking man. When I tell you, I did not know what to say. Like, she had just went on this whole like tangent about her man. Like, they've been together for 3 years. He's such a good guy. He's not like these other men. Like, he's supposed to be investing in her. Like, all this shit. I'm like, bitch, I was just making that man a month ago. Like, I did not know what to say. Like, the girl, she's braiding so much hair, that girl was gagged. We're all gagged. Like, bitch, and the kicker is, he was on his way there. Bitch, she's probably whooping his ass right now as we speak. Oh my god. I have no words. I
Bop
really don't. I
activity.
did ask her if I could make a video before y'all were like, oh, now you're like making explaining her. I asked her, I said, girl, can I make a video? She's like, yeah, just don't say my name.
Yo. Yo. And that's why they say HIV is out here spreading like it ain't nobody tomorrow, bro. That shit is crazy. And what did you say? This is why you can't be a slave to lust. That he still was gonna hit regardless of whether he was 30. He even went down there to check on her. You feel me? It's crazy work. How y'all doing tonight? I finally got the stream to work. Okay. I've been in here. I had a couple people come in here though. It said start streaming. I thought I was streaming. It wasn't streaming. I had played a couple videos to see if it's working, but that's the whole point of doing like this test, to see if like all of the sound is working and everything. I have a sound card that I need to bring out, you know, like with the little sound effects and stuff, but I didn't even think to bring that up because I've been trying to get everything to work. So from now, I ain't gonna say from now on, but like a lot of my streams are gonna be like this, like just me at the desktop chilling. You know what I mean? Eventually, I'm gonna get the lighting right because the lighting is all over the place. I'm looking like red as shit. You know what I mean? It took forever for y'all to even know that I was going live, but we did have a couple people in here come in and say say hi in the beginning of the live. I don't know how that worked. I don't know if I was streaming before or what the f was going on. But hey, what's up, Gina? Welcome in, lady. Hi, thank you. I hope I will have a great stream. Tomorrow's stream will be better. I will come on here tomorrow. Today is more just a test. I want to play some videos and go back over this to see how it looks. You know what I mean? Like, and see if everything is on a up and up. One of the things I was trying to get working before everybody started coming in here was the chat. Where y'all see my little head moving around right here, the chat, y'all's chat should be showing up, but for some reason it isn't. So like right there, it's supposed to be popping up, but it ain't. So when y'all are talking, I should be able to see y'all right there, but I don't, and that's like what I've been trying to fix. I thought you thought is it on Notland? I hope this ain't on Notland. I hope this is on. This is on Machine God East, right, Gina? Right? I hope it is. Let me see. Let me go to YouTube and make sure. That's what I'm saying. This is all about testing because I tried to do a stream earlier, and I think it was on Notland, but I was only on there for a second. Let me see if I'm live. Let me see. But YouTube don't show me that shit on here, bruh. Brusky. It don't show me if I'm live on here, bruh. Let me go to my channel. Let's see if I'm live. Oh, I am live. Nope, it's here. We here. All right, we here. We on here. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, okay, it's on my channel. It's on my main channel. Good. So I am going to start doing lives on Not Land 2, just because now I can sit here in game. And the reason I'm able to stream here from my computer today is because the lady I'm talking to, I was telling her about how I like streaming from the desktop and how I want to, play the videos and come on here and interact with y'all like this. And she was like, oh, well, why don't you? And I was telling her how, like, pretty much, you only got so much data on the phone. And when I've tried to stream on here before on the phone, it didn't, my end, it wasn't working. So I was like, okay, let me see if there's any other options as far as internet, because there's internet here, where I live, but the internet's not very good. So she was like, oh, okay. Yesterday she was like, I got something for you. And I was like, what is it? And it was a goddamn modem. So I was like, all right, I'll start streaming from the modem and doing videos like that. And I'm happy to be able to do it. Happy to be able to come on here and feel comfortable sitting in my chair, in my little space, because I don't know the forward facing camera, like, even though like this is like a whole lot, and yeah, I do look smoked out. I've been at work all day, so y'all could take that how y'all want to take it. That's why I had to start a little bit late too. I ended up getting home a little bit late. Work was crazy today for a multitude of reasons. I got corporate called on me twice this week. Okay, so, but not for a bad reason. Corporate didn't get called on me because I was in there being impatient or being an a-hole. Corporate got called on me because apparently I'm dope. Yeah. So they called corporate on me. Is this it? No, this is something else. What is this? Oh yeah, this is it. Yeah, they were like, first off, this is what they had my boss made a big deal about it, and it made me feel all weird because everybody at the restaurant gathered around while she read this stuff. She was like, Jeremy got corporate called on him. Got corporate emails sent twice this week. Corporate emails. Okay. I was like, let me see what it says. The first one says, first off, let me tell you that my lunch was delicious. The server was awesome. And the manager, who was a female, was so kind, polite, and gracious. My sister has memory problems and can't speak when she gets excited, especially when people are kind to her. The server talked to her, was patient and so understanding, as was the manager. I can't tell you what that means to us. Thank you for having them work with you. I love this restaurant with every light heart. And I left the restaurant with a very light heart because of your employees. So that was the first one sent to me. I was like, all right, that's pretty dope. Then I got another one say, hello. Want us to take a moment to commend the excellent service we received during lunch today from Jeremy. He was kind, thorough, and a perfect person during a lunch rush. He did not make us feel rushed at all, but we were in and out with satisfied bellies. That was sent to corporate, bro. So corporate sent that down, and they had to have a little meeting. So that was pretty weird. I was like, oh, okay. Because I didn't go in there with that type of energy. I went in there with like, oh man, I gotta be at this restaurant. And it was like, oh, everybody gather around. Jeremy we got some news for, I was like, here we go. The camera is lagging pretty bad. You might already know, but you figure you say so. Oh, okay, let me see if we go here. No, we're not trying to hear you. Let's see if we can get this going though. Y'all said the camera's lagging. Let me see. All right, what's up, Lucidi? How to read these days. What up, the Reaver? The camera is lagging pretty bad. You might already know. My brother, congrats, brother. You're an awesome dude. Hope all is well. Thanks, J Mastermind. Welcome in. What's on your mind today? I mean, that was pretty dope. I mean, everybody was like, oh, gave me high fives and shit. I felt like Calvin from, the commercial, the McDonald's commercial. I'm like, man, I got a job. You know what I mean? I was that dude today. That was great. But then one of my regulars came in. It's a lady. I think she's homeless, but she's super polite. Sometimes she's like a huge tipper, but she came in there and she ordered her food. I brought her drinks. I brought her food, and I noticed that she was like slumped over. Like, I didn't know if she was looking for something. I'm stupid, bro. I'm telling you. I didn't know if she was looking for something under the table or what. Like, I was like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, and thank you, World Yours Entertainment. The World's Yours Entertainment. I didn't know if she was okay or what, but I was looking, I was like, are you good? So I went over there and checked on her. She was like, I'm just hot. I said, okay. I said, do you want to sit up? She says, no, I'm just hot. It's hot in here. So me being me, I just went and turned down the temperature in the restaurant a little bit. And then I brought her some more water and I was like, nah, this ain't right. So I went in, I was like, this lady, I was like, do you need me to call you an ambulance? She was like, don't call an ambulance. I was like, okay. I can't have you slumped over in my section though. I mean, she was like, when I say slumped over, she was like all the way over like this. She was like hanging out of her booth. So I had my boss come over and she was like, are you okay, ma'am? And da 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 da, you know, the whole rigmarole. But the across from where the lady was, so the lady's right here, and across from her and the other table that I was serving was a former fire chief and all that. And he was like, nah, call an ambulance. Him and his wife was like, nah, call an ambulance. So I was like, okay. So my boss went and called an ambulance, and while she called an ambulance, I went and wet a towel, and the fire chief and his wife, they got out a what do you call it, like a portable fan, and started fanning her. And then I took the wet towel and started putting it behind her neck. Take in mind, she slumped over the whole time. The fire chief, he checked her pulse to make sure she's okay. She was completely coherent. She knew the time, the time of day, like the president. She was conscious. It was just she was exhausted. And when we were finally able to sit her up, she was just dripping sweat. So by that point, she was just more worried about boxing up her food. She wanted her fucking food because she didn't even get to eat her food, right? She was like, just put my food in the thing, da 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 da. And what's crazy about that is like, I felt her because I've had to go to the hospital before and had to go and went and bought some food before I had to go to the hospital and wanted my food more than anything. So I was like, fuck. So the ambulance people were coming. I was like, trust me, I'll box up your food. Don't worry about it. And then the fire chief and his wife, they was like, oh, don't worry about her bill. We'll pay for it. So they ended up paying for her bill. And the ambulance finally got to the restaurant. They came over there. They got her. I boxed up her food and everything. I was like, and then the ambulance people was like, they're not going to let her keep that. I was like, well, she wants to take it with her. Like, it's paid for and everything. Like, they was like, well, they're going to make her throw it away. I was like, well, okay, but she wants to take it with her. I mean, because what it honestly looked like, she was exhausted. She was having like heat stroke or something. And she was tired. Like, that's what it looked like to me. But the ambulance came and got her. And even when they were taking her, she was like, call Jeremy over, right? The customer, and she still tried to give me $20. I was like, no, your bill is covered. And even if the fucking the customers didn't cover the bill, I would have covered her bill. I wouldn't have let her pay for it because she didn't get to eat, bro. She literally like had like a sip of water. She had a little bit of bread, and then she just like literally collapsed, like slumped over in the booth. So I hope she's all right. She left on good spirits, but the freaking paramedics kind of pissed me off because they were very like kind of heavy-handed with the lady and impatient with her, and like you could clearly see she was a little bit delirious. She was still answering questions and stuff, but she was like hot, bro. Give her a second. And when she tried to hand me the money, the lady was like, huh, like the paramedic was like, huh, like, audibly like huffing and puffing because she tried to like pay me. I'm like, bro, like, it's good. Like, I gotta put this thing back on her arm. Like, dude, she's like delirious. Relax, bro. It took you 3 fucking seconds to put that thing on her arm. But dude, like, have some fucking humanity out here in these streets, yo. Let me see. The camera's laggy. It's the frame rate super low. But every now and then, half a second smooth movement. Let me see. Kind of annoying to be paraded by corporate. Yeah, exactly. You get it, Lucidius. You get it. It's like, because it's like, we don't get paid enough. I hate that the camera's laggy though, y'all. I'm gonna try to do something to fix that. Like, that's why I'm doing this test. I'm trying to test the bit rate and everything to go, with this. I don't know. This camera's trash anyway, so it could just look laggy. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I hope, like I said, I hope she's okay. But the lady was like rude, and there's like no humanity there. Like it's weird, bro. You know, speak on how you feel, but at least afterwards you can see how coworkers are the real ones after to treat you. Um, Let me see. She know how the hospital food. She's trying to cover that, right? She wants to take her food, bro. She. Imagine you coming to a restaurant, you just order your food, it just get there, and you slump over in dehydration. You gonna want to take your food too. You're not gonna want to leave your food. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what the whole corporate thing's about. Y'all get it? Like it right now in this country, bro. Like there's a lot, man. There's a lot to be said, right? Okay, like for one, they're not shipping shit to this country right now. First off, that's a fucking problem. That's a problem. Oh, y'all can hear it, okay? All right, all right. But I got some more shit to play too. But they're not shipping shit to the country. That's crazy to me. From all across the world, Mexico's not shipping shit here. Japan's not shipping shit here. Most of Europe's not shipping shit here. Like I was saying in a video earlier, I don't know what the end game is, right? As far as the tariffs and everything, I get it as far as other countries for a lot of time have been taking advantage of the United States dime, right? But there were supposed to be certain deals done by this point to where we wouldn't get to this point to where countries are not shipping goods to the United States at all. You understand what I'm saying? That's crazy work. That's an oops. Yeah, I'll just turn that off. Like I'm gonna turn her ass off too. And I'm gonna keep the camera on, but I'm gonna turn. Where's she at? I don't want to see her. You know what I mean? Clear audio, choppy, but okay. Yeah, I got to do something about this camera too. It's something with the bit rate, and I can see it down here that it's still dropping and shit. You feel me? It's telling me about the drop frames and all that. I'm gonna look into how to fix that after this. So when I come on here, because tomorrow I am gonna come on here and we're gonna get into it a little bit more because I didn't even know I wasn't live for for a good portion of the beginning of the stream. Maybe when you go back and look at it, it wasn't really anything to be played. It was a dude buying some woman some groceries and shit. But yeah, businesses trying everything they can to raise productivity of workers except for the one thing that would be paying us more. Exactly. Right? Everybody at my restaurant besides this week, it's gotten a little bit better this week. Everybody, you say maybe try turning off the animated skull. Let me see. Let's do that. Let's do that. And let's see if the camera works. Does that make it work a little bit better? Let's see. Anything over $100 is getting taxed out the ass now due to the tariffs. Exactly. It's stupid, bro. That's why I said, like, toy collecting, as far as me and toy collecting, that's a done hobby. There's toys that I wanted to get. I'm from Brazil. No banana, no avocados for you. Sorry, y'all have to eat Bill Gates fake meat. Well, luckily for me, I don't eat meat at all. So, yeah, but that's it. We deserve it. We deserve y'all. We deserve the ire of the world. I'm not going to even sit up here and say, we don't deserve it. We've sat here and we've shat the bed. That's what it looks like to me, because it honestly don't look like. You heard one avocado in California cost $7? What the fuck is happening, bro? That's insane. Oh, it did help. It helped a little bit. Okay, good. So when there's like that big like animation and stuff, it fucks with the bit rate. Good to know, Lucidius. You have taught me something. That's why I call this a test. But I don't know what the end game. I need to know what the end game is, because a lot of people are telling me this is what we voted for. I didn't vote. Y'all know I didn't vote. I told you. I don't believe in none of the sides, right? I agree with some of the stuff politically that's on the right. I agree with a lot of the stuff politically that's on the left. But as far as voting for any of these actors that sit up there in the White House, I don't believe in none of that shit. But I thought at this point there was a plan. There was, like, at least with the tariffs, I thought it would have been like, okay, we're implementing these tariffs. These countries are gonna pay, do what we asked them to do. We're gonna negotiate supposedly, and we're gonna come to the table and all this blah blah blah. And none of that fucking happened. Like we're like countries literally are not shipping shit to us right now. And it's mostly not even out of spite. It's because they don't even know what to do with the shipments. They don't. They don't know. They don't know what the cost is going to be. It's real nebulous right now. And then he just got rid of. I don't know what the official name of it is, but it's a certain thing that was on any imported good that was under a certain amount. They didn't put tariffs on it or something. So everything that we've been importing here into America for cheap for the last, 12 to 15 years, through the internet and everything, have been really cheap because there hasn't been all these tariffs on it. But now that there's all these tariffs on it, small businesses, especially the ones that are ran online, are done. Like, they're outro. People that have been, even the people that run businesses from here that do like the little Amazon thing, or, they'll buy things in bulk and then they resell them on Amazon. Well, with the tariffs, like, how do you sell it? I got a couple products here, right, that I'm supposed to be doing commercials for, that I'm supposed to be doing commercials for this week, okay? I don't feel comfortable doing a commercial for these products, not because I don't like the products. The products are great. I don't feel comfortable doing a commercial for the product because I don't know if there's a tariff attached to the product. I don't want to say, oh, get this, because when I got the product, when they sent it to me, there was no tariff, right? But now that there's these tariffs, there's no telling. Like, I got what is it? Like a night light that catches gnats, because I be having gnats in here, right? I love it. It looks dope in the freaking bathroom. It's amazing. I wanted to sell it, right? But that shit came from China, right? The shipping on that shit was nothing. I paid like $7 for it to get here. So it's like, like, what will people pay now? Let me see. Haha, you ahead of the game, almost like you knew that their plan was with the meat. Suspicious. Bro, you seen that pink slime shit? That's officially can be considered ground beef now. Crazy. Bro, this mofo's politicians and little hats are turning all the countries into shitholes. You gonna get me into trouble, Comunidad Masculina. You gonna get me in trouble. You talking that talk. You can't talk like that. You know we are in the occupation. You can't talk like that. I heard that there's a school in Santa Monica that's gonna be flying a certain flag in the Middle East, from the Middle East now. We're occupied. Most of our politicians have dual citizenships with a particular country, and that country's interest comes before ours. Those people over there have health care because of the blood, sweat, and tears of the people and the work that is put in and the ingenuity that comes from this country, and we suffer. I'm just gonna put it like that. But y'all not gonna get me in trouble tonight. Y'all not gonna get me freaking accused of being anti. Same here. I've never voted because no matter who the head honcho is, they be involved in shady shit regardless. Under 800, but the deal literally ended today. Yeah, today. It was today, right, Khalil? As long as the president doesn't directly affect the lives of my loved ones in any negative way, I couldn't care less. You're a smart person. The thing is, I have voted, and I've talked about it many times, and the person I obviously voted for back in the day was Obama. When Obama ran, I was in my liberal delirium, okay? That was the height of, oh man, fucking, oh man, this side of the government is working for us and they're being held down by, I was in that, right? And then it was like, oh my God, the first black president. He's so great, and all that shit. I was mystified by this nigga. But as the nigga was in office and the nigga didn't do nothing to improve the lives of not just black people, but America. If you are supposedly like, oh, for the fucking people, and this is supposedly the highest office you can obtain, why can't you do anything? All I ever heard Obama say was, we're going to send it to a vote. We're going to send it to a vote. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? But you see Trump here, I'm going to sign an executive order. I'm going to sign an executive order. He's doing whatever the fuck he wants. Obama didn't do none of that. Right? Because it's a game. It's a joke. And they say, oh, it's because he's playing the game right. And meanwhile, doesn't matter who the president is, liberal or Republican, everybody's getting raped, right? Wages don't go up under none of these presidents, bro. None of it gets better. It's only gotten significantly, terribly worse. Like, people are uncertain about their fucking future right now. The people that I work with, a lot of people that I work with are uncertain about tomorrow. They just don't know what the fuck is going to happen, bro. And it's not because of the job, it's because of just life. It's because of expenses. Because last year, like I say, it was a little bit different. Not because of just, oh, the economy was better, but it's just getting progressively worse and you can see it. Let me see. Really? That's crazy. Yeah, you can't say, you got to be careful. And then they're implementing, and I'm saying this to Comunidad Masculina. They're implementing, and I just saw this on the news yesterday. They call it an, oh my God, I don't even want to say the name of the country, but that country grade. So imagine, insert any other country, but I don't want to say the name of the country. But they've implemented this algorithm across the internet. And if they detect that you are being anti in any type of way, you can go on a list. I kid you to F not, right? A list in which you can be deemed an enemy of the state, a terrorist, right? Because you are questioning things, not because you're actually anti, not because you actually don't like these people or their country or anything, but because you simply question, because you make statements like that. They're actively going, using AI and editing people's videos in the aftermath, making the people say shit or just completely silencing what they're saying if they're talking about certain things. We're living in scary times, y'all. Let me see. You said the wild thing with tariffs, it messes with supply and demand and essentially protects local production against competition alike, given how, let me see. How corps today want more money and crap that, yeah, super uncertainty for me. Software developed, team shrinking, and no new hires to distribute the load. Yeah, it's crazy. And see, you got and you're in a tech job. You can see where there's people that want to get into certain fields, and the doors to get in are even hard. And I mean, even for not even for just jobs, like good jobs like that, like where you work at, but even in restaurants. I saw a video of a girl yesterday talking about she had to do 2 or 3 interviews for Chili's. And at a certain point, it's like, what are we doing? Like, what you don't need that many goddamn interviews to work at a fucking restaurant, bro. There is no planning for the future in our current timeline. I see so many young people in videos saying they are absolutely cooked because they don't have any hope. You want to go to work. I've made videos, so many videos on this channel saying, and oh my God, I wish I could put y'all's chat up here. I'm going to figure that out, y'all. I'm going to figure all this out tonight. I'm going to study this stuff, all this. But like, a lot of these people don't have hope for the future because there's nothing to work toward. They don't feel like their money's going to go towards anything, right? They don't feel like, okay, if I'm working now and going to school at night, that's going to turn into something. They struggling just to even, not even to even have some classes. Because a lot of even the younger people that I work with, they have classes. And some of them are fortunate enough to live with their parents and stuff. But when you're not fortunate enough to live with your parents, you constantly struggling. Like, you constantly, you know what I'm saying, having to keep on that goddamn grind, even when especially when you're a student. Some of these people are students. They go they at the restaurant in the morning or in the afternoon, and then at night they're taking classes, or they're taking classes in the morning and coming in the afternoon and doing that, and hoping that whatever field that they're trying to get into is going to have a job available for them when they get there. They don't know. The Grays are calling for some hollow something worldwide. Boy, they start to piss off the entire world. You know what I'm saying? The crazy thing is the rate of change has reached so high that by the time you are done planning and pivoting, the game has changed again already. Exactly. And that's the thing, right? There's too much information. That's another thing. There's too much stuff happening at one time. There's always something in your ear. There's always a new this, or there's always something to adjust to. Just like with crypto, we just discovered that this entire time, if you were using crypto on certain exchanges, like, you know, obviously the public exchanges, the government, obvious, and I could have told you this, had a back door into your wallets. And they just allow, you know, this has become public when there's a lot of people that were misinformed, thinking that if just because they were using crypto, that the government couldn't get into those assets. And of course they can, because the government is the people that helped fucking this shit come into fruition in the first place. All of this technology, including the internet that rots our brains and stuff. You know what I'm saying? My bestie and I were on the phone, and the next thing you know, ads started popping up on the subject. He is convinced they are listening to in our phone. Oh, they've been doing that. And that's just from algorithm stuff. You can have a conversation in your house, and the devices are going to pick up what you're saying. Like, I've had conversations in here, like literally, and the next day I'm seeing the ad on the thing, just like the fucking the nightlight that popped up because I was like, oh, these fucking gnats. I hate these fucking gnats. And then all of a sudden, I started seeing the ads for the fucking nightlight, and I'm like, okay, let me check that shit out. Let me see if they're gonna send me a free sample. You know what I mean? So they sent me a free sample, so I gotta supposed to do a commercial on it, but I don't know these tariffs. I don't know if people gonna pay extra money to get a fucking nightlight. You know what I mean? Yeah, not your keys, not your wallet. Yeah, there you go. I've heard that. Not your keys, not your wallet. Exchanges suck, but 99% of people never take actual custody of their crypto. See, that's the thing. And that's the thing a lot of people didn't know. I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know that. I thought that the exchanges were like, I mean, I don't do crypto. Like, I did a little bit when the whole NFT thing was, I got into it a little bit. I would like to learn more. There's a young lady that I work with that she's really into crypto. She's always talking about it. It's like one of those things where when people discuss it, I honestly feel dumb. Like, most things I feel like I can grasp like an understanding, especially if I like finagle with it a little bit. But crypto is one of those things that even to this day, with as many tutorials that I've watched, with as much information that I've taken on, and even at one point my algorithm was even filled with like crypto, meme videos and stuff, because I was like so into the subject. I still don't understand it. Like, so like that's like one of those things like in life where I feel like completely stupid. Like, you can sit there and describe something with the human body to me and I can learn it, right? But when it comes to like crypto, and it seems so complicated to me, to the way my brain is wired, that it's just like I'm going to be, if it is the wave of the future, like a lot of people are saying, especially if you own your keys and your wallet, I'm going to be broke. And I just, because I don't get it. It's like, if this is what new money is, like a lot of the young people were saying, is this what new money is? So I guess I'm fucked still, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Bro, oh no, the fact that we need to talk in code it's already messed up. We're already conquered. We're conquered people. My wife worked briefly for a company that trained AI by transcribing recorded messages. She said almost all of them were combos between people were obviously on the phone, just lying next to them. Exactly. Just talking, not even knowing that the phone is just picking up your conversation to be used as data. So many scams happening now. We need to be extra careful, especially with AI being used. Exactly. The phone's always listening and always sending it somewhere. That company shut down, shell company for Apple, when job is done. Is live, what, parsed by trained AI. You know what's crazy? When I saw that they were editing fucking people's videos after they put them up with AI and just having people sitting there like, so they'll cut out a part of the video. Let's say the video's like, 12 minutes. And let's say during a minute, you're saying something that isn't state approved, right? In certain people's videos, they've gone back and watched their video and noticed that the AI has gone out and like literally edited out their part, and they're just like up there like just staring at the fucking camera. It's the creepiest fucking shit, bro. And I'm like, yo, if this is what they're doing, like, we're cooked. We're fucking cooked. You know what I mean? Let me see. Big Stony checking in, bro. How are you? What's up, Big Stony? How you doing, man? Welcome in. Good. Creeped out because they in here, cutting out people's freaking chat because they can't say certain things. You can't say certain things. But yeah, we've been conquered, man. That's the thing I think a lot of Americans don't get. We are conquered people. We have already been conquered. We've already been taken over. And if people don't realize that, like, they're making laws right now to say that you can't criticize a certain country. You can criticize America, but you can't criticize certain countries. And even when you start talking about burning flags and stuff, I may not agree with it. I may think it's dumb. Not because I'm like super patriotic or whatever. I just think it's like it ain't solving nothing. But I feel like if I buy a flag, I don't give a fuck what the flag is, and I want to burn the bitch or I want to wipe my ass with it. I have every prerogative to do that. Nobody can tell me what the fuck I could do with my property. It's mine. I bought it, right? And if I feel like you put so much reverence behind a flag, then you don't understand what a country means. A country is more than a flag. A country is more than an anthem. A country is more than that. And our country, like I said, I'm saying once again, has been conquered, right? So that flag don't mean shit if behind the flag, your countrymen, the people that are supposed to, and your congressmen, your representatives, the people that are supposed to be there for you, are more concerned with sending your money overseas to pay for things that ain't got shit to do with us here, okay? And if you criticize that, you're looking at persecution. You're a conquered people. You're not a free people. You know what I'm saying? We're not free people. If I can sit here on this platform, and we're in, it's just us, and have a conversation with to chat about whatever, because okay, that's wrong. Think we're in dark times, because that never goes well. And for the people that are paying for this much control, that never goes well, right? Society would rather eat itself alive than give up that much control. This is insane at this point. And what they're doing, this is one of the things that I've noticed. And I'm trying to have more foresight because, like I say, I'm dumb in a lot of ways, right? Just like everybody else. So when it comes to like the National Guard and stuff in certain cities and stuff, and in certain neighborhoods, especially when we've been seeing what's been going on in certain neighborhoods for the last fucking forever, there's a part of me that agrees with, like, oh yeah, the National Guard there or whatever, the federales being there just to make things a little bit safer for the citizens to walk around safely. But that's not why they're putting the National Guard there. They're not putting the National Guard in Washington, D.C. to quell street violence, even though it's had that effect. They're not going to put the National Guard and the federal officers in Chicago and L.A. because they're out of control. And in a lot of aspects in certain neighborhoods, there are a lot of killings and there's a lot of things out of control there. That's why I say there's a lot of aspects to that I agree with. But that's not why they're putting those officers and those soldiers there. They're putting those officers and those soldiers in those cities because the economy is about to collapse. And those soldiers and those officers have to be there to protect assets. That is it. It is not to make the city safer. It's not. That is not why the federal government is starting to take over the police forces of these of these cities. They're taking over the police forces of these cities because the economy is about to go into a deep, deep fucking recession. And that's being polite. To protect assets, they're going to need people in these different cities to get people in order. If people are not sending goods into this country, shit is about to go up in price in short order. And shit is already too expensive. You get what I'm saying? They're deliberately cutting people off of, like I say, here once again, me not having foresight, like I say, being dumb. They're cutting people off at the same time to bottleneck the situation, to like strangle us. You get what I'm saying? This is something they could have been done. They could have been tapered these programs down. They've always had, these different administrations have had the power to do so forever. To outright cut off the spigot, right? And I know a lot of people say, this is what I voted for. Great. But if there isn't a contingency, right? Whenever there isn't a contingency, things always go wrong. And one of the things that I've always paid attention to is that people that are way smarter than me always have a contingency for any major decision that they make. So let's use war for instance, right? A simple analogy. If you have to pull out of a battlefield, right? You have to, before you pull out the battlefield, have contingencies just in case when you are pulling out of the battlefield, what logistically, how you're going to do the troops, how you're going to do if you're attacked on your way out, all these different things, right? You have a contingency in order to make it so that it's a smooth transition from getting out of that hot zone into something else. So let's say the social safety net in this country, Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP, all that stuff has been, the hot zone, and they want to get out the hot zone. In order to pull us out the hot zone, you have to have a contingency in order so that we don't crash and burn getting out the hot zone. Because right now, what it appears to look like to me is that this is like a perfect fucking storm of everything coming together, and everything's about to crash and burn, and there's no contingency to stave off this economic collapse. It's like it's being deliberately done. That's the only logical explanation that I can honestly come up with to say what's going on, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense to me. Like I say, I'm not that intelligent. This is just on this level, just as a person that's living his day-to-day life, what's going on right now to me doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. And I'm not trying to be political at all. I'm not trying to blame one person, one side. I'm just saying, as a citizen, as a person that's living in this country, to see what's going on, I don't understand the utility of having us isolated from the rest of the world to where they're not shipping in goods to us. I don't understand that. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Right? And I'm asking people to make it make sense. I'm going back up and read the chat. Your bestie called me on the other line. That's weird. Let me see. Yeah, the flag probably costs $20, and people over here tripping about it. I saw a dude get arrested in front of the White House, burning the flag. I wouldn't burn no flag in front of the White House. It's dumb. Let me see, Reaver. Oh, y'all got some. Oh, I'm getting. I hope I'm still on. Let me see. Thanks. I'm glad it did, King Dubs. I hope, like, I like, that's the thing too. Like, I want to come on here and I want people to have like strength, because hard times are going to come and you're going to have to be strong. I don't want people. Hold on. And your camera is a lot better, Jeremy. Whatever you did is no longer laggy. Yeah, they're isolating us from the rest of the world. I don't want people to give up. And if it is, if it is Jesus or whoever you need to feel strength, then you reach into that and you feel strength in that. Like, honestly, because like you gonna need it. And I need the adults in the room to understand something. This is what gives me strength, right? Above, obviously, I'm trying not to bring religion or nothing into it, but I'm gonna say what gives me strength on top of God. What gives me strength, that, if everything is gonna be bad or whatever, if the economy's gonna be fucked up, I still have to try to be decent and a good person, because there are still kids that gotta grow up in this world, right? There's still people that are not as strong as me that are gonna need people to be strong, right? There's still people that are gonna need, whatever I can give, right, in whatever situation, if I can like remain strong for not just myself but for the people around me, then that's what I'm going to do. That's my goal. And I want to inspire the people that watch me to be the same way. Not to feel like just because you don't have something, even if you losing everything, it's okay. It's great. Whatever. You probably going to lose everything. Okay. But if you have your life, you just got to and find some place to sleep. It could be under a fucking park. It could be on a park bench. You're going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be okay. At the end of the day, it's going to be okay. If we have to go through some time to get through this period of fucking turmoil and look back on all this, like, what the fuck was we going through, then that's what we're going to do. But we're going to be okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I hate the doom and gloom. Like, don't think that I want to get on here and be like, the world is ending and the economy's bad and everybody's homeless. I don't want to do that. I just see it. And these are the conversations that I be having. And this is the life that I've lived. And this is what I go through. And, and I see it. I see it happening. Like, I'm living in the world. I see it going on. I can't ignore it. You know, I can sit here and try to pretend like it's not, but it's going on. Yeah, 2 times. You know what I'm saying? 5 times CPS. It's ridiculous. And then they're telling us save money. How the fuck do you save money? How do you save money? How do you save money when your cost of living is matching the money that's coming in? Yo, people are saying, and I'm saying this is on every level. This is not even just a person living in a studio or single, or a person living on the street. I'm talking about even fucking people in the middle class. People are living paycheck to paycheck. Their income is matching their bills. And that's crazy. And there's nothing to put away. People say, well, people should have been putting away for a rainy day. At what point? What do people have to fucking put away? People don't have shit to put away. That's the problem, bro. If people had stuff to put away, trust me, people be sitting pretty right now. They'd be like, all right, whatever's going to happen, what's going to happen. A lot of people don't even have 2 months of savings out. Like I in my video this morning, I was talking about how I tried to get a month ahead on my expenses and everything, and how hard it is to even get a month ahead, and how I haven't been able to do that, right? So that's me. That's just me. But like I say, I figure the shit out. I do it, right? But that's because there is no savings, and even if there was savings, that savings will be whittled away by the weeks where you have to try to make up the money. You see what I'm saying? It's always something. There's always some expense. There's always something to pay out in this country. Even just leaving the house, you spending money every time you fucking leave out this bitch. It's stupid. I'm too locked in, even at the peak of the different times, so no worries. But in the meantime, participate the best I can for love, justice, community, etc. to be the change you want to see. Yeah. I mean, we gonna see real soon, I think. I honestly think that this particular simulation, as it's been written, is coming to an end. And whether that means that Jesus is coming back, whether that means that the Anunnaki is coming back, and I'm not just saying that, I'm saying it because it just feels that way. I think that a lot of the younger people don't feel, usually when you're our age, you can get a lot of hope from the younger people because they have so much hope for the future. But since they don't have hope for the future, I don't have hope for the future. These kids are like, what are we going to do? Like, why were we born? Like, what's the fucking purpose of life? That's literally what they're going through. And I feel them, bro. I can't even be mad at them. I can't even be mad at them for feeling that way, right? I can't even be mad at them for saying, like, what was the purpose. But I'm going to let, I've made this video too, let the young people know, we didn't know it was going to get to this point this quick. We didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know. We had no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was in my early 20s, I thought, yeah, man, everything's going up, man. We could have kids. Eventually, we're going to have a house. Everything's going to be amazing. Like, there was a lot of hope when I was a young adult. It was different, right? And now in my, being middle age and seeing the people that are now becoming elderly and how afraid they are. Like the old woman that I work with today, she was saying she saw a video on TikTok of a 65-year-old woman getting kicked out of her apartment because she didn't have the money. And she was like, seeing videos like that scared the fuck out of me. And I was like, I know, like I'll say, but you come to work, you got your situation, you keep up on it. I say, some people in some situations, they fall behind on rent by months, and I was, reassuring her or whatever. But this is the mentality that she's in. Like, it's a poverty mindset, and it's like not one that some of these people typically have. She just has it. Let me see. With all the access to information and education, though, the damn religious is waiting in the shadows to appear for sure. Like I told you, I made on another channel that I had right before I made this channel, right before I made Machine God East, I had another channel for a few months. It was called, I think it was either called Black Side or In This Dystopia, but it's not there no more. I got too many strikes on it too quick. And I made a video about lizard people of all things, and the video got a goddamn strike. And I was being funny in the goddamn video. I wasn't even like trying to be super serious about the lizard people, but it was kind of like, you know, I pointed out some things that I had seen, and I pointed out I had some video footage of some things, and they struck that video. Like, I was like, why would y'all strike this video if it's about lizard people, right? Like, that's crazy. I'm seeing the return of self-sustainability coming soon. But what if they ban that kind of stuff as part of herding everyone into this? Yeah, that's what they're going to do anyway. Because, like, even for people that got, like, gardens and stuff, they don't want you to have gardens. That's why they took certain seeds and stuff out of, like, Walmart and all that. Because they don't want you growing shit. I'm 25, and that's the big contribution to my depression. The world is so fucked up, it doesn't make sense to me. I often question what is the point of it all. The military has only made it worse for me, but luckily I'm done with that. I'm glad you out. Most of the black people I know priced out of life. That's the thing. We've been priced out of life. A lot of us have been priced. That's the thing that pisses me off about black people, about us as black people, about black people in general, right? And I don't know if this will look right or if it's gonna trip, but this is the thing that pisses me off about our people. And I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. We front too hard, bro. We the one people that's online every day talking about what somebody don't have or what we got, or we constantly flossing, right? But as a people, as a whole, we have very little, you know what I'm saying, as far as like resources. And when I say community, I mean community to draw from, because we don't have community like, you know, the people that shall not be named have community. The people that shall not be named can come in here and have algorithms to take out stuff when they're not even a part of the conversation. You feel what I'm saying? They can come in here and censor shit when they're not even in the room. But we don't have that type of community because we're constantly stunting on each other. And I've talked about this before. Like, I went to school, like, as a child, I grew up around all black people. That's it, right? Up until I was in the 6th grade, I didn't go to school with other races of kids at all. Like, my schools were all black kids, right? And when you went to school with the all black kids, you had to stay up on the flyest gear, because it's just like, oh, you got this and you got that, because that's how we judge each other off of like what we're wearing and shit, like off of an aesthetic, right? Right? If you look a certain way, you can get away with a lot in the black community. It's truth. Okay? That's the only part of the community we have. But as far as like the come togetherness and like let's pool our money to do this and that, we don't have that, right? And it's not at the fault of like necessarily black people as a whole. It's the structure of capitalism. It was never made for us to pull our money together and do that. I'm gonna tell you why. So let's say, for instance, you come up in a certain way, you have to come up in a certain way, and you have to abandon certain ideologies in order to continue to advance, right? And it's not just in the music industry that you have to sell your soul. It's in any industry you have to sell your soul. And because if you want to keep going, you got to leave niggas behind. You do. You literally got to leave niggas behind if you want to advance. It sounds crazy as fuck, but y'all know I'm telling the truth. If you want to get anywhere in life, you got to leave the hood behind. But like I said, went to school with all black people up until I was in 6th grade. 6th grade, started going to school with other kids. And whenever you wore the same outfit 2 days in a row, they didn't talk about you in your face. I say in your face because it's different, right? Or if you wasn't wearing the most designer shit or whatever, the latest Nikes or the latest Jordans or whatever, you wasn't getting clowned because you had on the Payless brand of that. That nobody gave a fuck, right? That ain't what the mentality was. But our community is different in that we are constantly stunting, saying we got all this money, but our community ain't got 2 fucking pennies to rub together. Get online, and this is why I play so many of the videos I play too. I'm glad you brought this up. With the ladies constantly saying, our women, black women saying, money, 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 money. Bro, our community don't have money. The men that y'all want, the men that y'all should be helping try to build this community that I'm talking about with, don't have that type of money. They have a little bit of money to navigate in this system, the way they navigate in the system. But the type of money that y'all are talking about, niggas tricking off on, they ain't got that money, bro. They just ain't got it. Economically, niggas ain't got it like that, bro. Not black Americans. I'm sorry, we ain't got it like that. Collectively, we ain't got it like that. If we did have it like that, we would have the lawyers. We would have situations to where the law wouldn't dare let people off that victimize people within the community. They talking about letting off those 3 cops or retrying those 3 cops up there in, I believe, what was it, Detroit, that beat that it was 3 niggas too. It was 3 black cops beat the shit out of that dude in the car. They went to jail. Now they're talking about retrying them to let them out. Because they beat a nigga, bro. Now have they beat a white dude, there's no way they'd be retrying them. Because you can beat a nigga in this country all you want. You can. You can shoot a nigga in this country all you want. You just can. It's America. And that's why it goes on so much, bro. But we as a community, we ain't got it. And we constantly judging each other. See, that's what I'm saying with these fucking gnats, bro. We constantly judging each other on what we ain't got. I'm sorry, I just clapped into the thing. We love to look rich and be broke as hell. That's what I'm saying, bro. That shit's crazy. That shit's, it bothers me, right? I'll never forget getting clowned in the 6th grade for wearing white boy, that type of shit, Skechers and New Balance, were all my mom could afford. Niggas used to get clowned for wearing Vans. Niggas used to get clowned for anything that was considered white. Oh my God. Don't let them hear you listening to rock music. Don't let your pants not be sagging. Especially in a lot of places where I live. Don't let your shit, oh, this nigga trying to be white. No, I'm not trying to be white. This is my aesthetic. This is what I like. I like this music. I like all kind of music. When I started liking music, I started liking all types of music. There's no delineation between, I don't think one genre of music's better than another. I just like songs. Like, it's just how my brain works. You know what I'm saying? But stop fighting the cops. I got an idea. Stop resisting arrest and stop fighting the cops. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? And especially if I'm sitting here talking about the community itself. I'm not talking about the fucking cops, right? I'm not talking about bending the knee to the fucking cops. And I know so many people want to kiss the boot, but the only reason that people even, that this country even respects y'all rights to even this point is because so many people have resisted. Y'all sit here and act like, oh, it's all about just, even when you don't resist, you gonna get your fucking your teeth kicked in. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not even talking about the people that resisted. You get your teeth kicked in just for standing there. I saw a video last week of a nigga just outside, and the nigga's like, I want you to move. I'm gonna shoot you. Y'all can sit up there and pretend like this ain't a racist fucking country all you want, but get bent. There's enough evidence to show that it is. It always has been. We can sit here and pretend all we want, but I'm not about pretending, bro. It's just crazy. You said you could kill a nigga in America. You can kill a nigga in America. The cops can kill a nigga in America with impunity. With it ain't got shit to do with resisting though. I used to be the one that clown people for the things you've talked about. To be honest, now I'm here listening to the same kind of music. Life is funny. What am I lying about? You said that the cops ain't never shot nobody. The cops don't shoot people that don't resist. What about Philando Castile? Philando Castile had a right to carry a weapon in his pocket, and that coward ass cop shot him within seconds of being on the scene because he feared for his life. Man didn't reach for a gun or nothing. He even kept the gun on him. So if you want to fucking kiss the boot, you can fucking kiss my ass, faggot. How about we do that? Matt Torrance, you fucking bootlicker. I don't like y'all. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to be a cuck to a cop, you understand what I'm saying? Go and do that. If you got a fucking fetish about fucking sucking some cop's dick, then go and do that. But coming into my fucking chat and trying to convince me that the fucking policing system in this country is on the level, you out of your fucking mind. You out of your goddamn mind. And why? And that's another thing. I'm gonna keep you in here. I'm gonna ask you something. I know it's rage bait, but we're gonna entertain it for a minute. Why do y'all racists think that we give a fuck about George Floyd? Why do y'all think that that's like our Martin Luther King or somebody? I don't understand that. You see what I'm saying? I don't get it. Y'all come in here with that same shit every goddamn time. And it's like, oh, okay, George Floyd. What does that have to do with anything? If you want to fuck George Floyd, go fuck George Floyd. You feel me? I don't get it. So, but whatever. We're going to go ahead and, I know Matt is trolling. And we're going to let him go ahead and be in the chat. But I was about to get off of here anyway. I'll figure out how to ban these fucking pussy ass. Hey, Matt, if you have such a fucking problem, right, with niggas, how about you have these conversations in public and not just online? You get on here with a fucking avatar not showing your face. Y'all constantly get on here and just troll. I don't get it. And it's because y'all dicks are about that little. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, the cops in this country don't do nothing. Slavery wasn't that bad. Fucking America's on the level. America isn't evil. But all at the same time, I worship Christ. Everything is on the level. Everything is good. Everything is okay. But meanwhile, this country's going into the toilet. Everything's fine. America's great again. For fucking who? It's not even good for y'all, Matt. Is it? Is it good for you? Because obviously it isn't, because you were here trolling. You see what I'm saying? Huh? Yeah, go ahead. Zap him. Get him up out of here. I'm glad you in here, Gina. Because I didn't know how to fucking get the dude up out of here. And he pissing me off. I get sick of these. You see, the thing is, y'all, it ain't just here. It's constantly all across the internet. You see what I'm saying? Where do I come see you? I live in Vegas. If you want to come see me, Matt. You can come see me. It's very public where I am. My channel's public. Come see me, Matt. Confront me in public, Matt. Please confront me in public. If you see me in public, Matt, come see me. Come confront me in public, Matt. Anybody that feel like Matt do, come confront me in public. You understand what I'm saying? And see what happens to you. It ain't the internet. You will get fucked up. That is a warning, Matt. You understand? Let me stop. With that being said, y'all, I be trying not to crash out on here, and I gotta figure out how to ban the fucking trolls before it gets to that point. But I'm telling you, there's a certain, because I want to touch on this. There's a certain element in this country, and y'all see it. Whenever a black man speaks the truth about certain things, there's gonna always be an element in this country that doesn't want to hear that truth. They just are. And that's where I say this is a racist country. Because if you can't speak on the facts, what's the problem? I speak on the facts all the time. I speak about what's going on in the black community, right? I don't sit up there and sugarcoat it. I speak about what's going on with myself. I don't sugarcoat it. But as far as when you want to talk about white America, when you want to talk about capitalism, oh my God, it's so taboo. That's not the problem. That's not the problem at all. Over policing isn't the problem. Lack of resources isn't the problem. It's everybody. It's lack of responsibility. It's not because there's not an abundance of jobs in this country. It's not because wages have been stagnant for 20 plus something years. It ain't because of none of that stuff. It ain't because the people that live in the economic states that they live in have been redlined to fucking all hell. Their schools have been underfunded and underrepresented. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all act as if we live in this vacuum of where America was just this pure place. And it's only been pure in y'all mind. America has never been fucking great. It is always, like I said in the video, it's always been a fucking supermarket. It's been a store. They buy and sell things. And for the longest time, at least for my generation, what they did was they sold us on freedom. You understand what I'm saying? I appreciate you, D Skizzle. I don't know how to like stuff on here and everything. But that's what they've done this whole time. They've sold us a dream and we bought it. It was like, okay, as long as I do this, as long as I go to school, as long as I work hard, as long as I, and like I say, I'm working with older people. And you know who these older people are? These ain't older black people. These are older white people. When I talk about the old people I work with, these are older white people. They put into the system their whole fucking life. You understand? They put into their system the whole life. They worked their whole life. These are 65 plus year old people that have been working their whole life and they still don't have nothing to show for it. Not because they're not good people, not because they haven't worked, because this system don't work for everybody like that. It just doesn't. It's not made to work like that for everybody. It's the truth. But you will have people on here, and especially when it comes to policing, that there going to always be people that want to kiss the boot. I don't know if it's because they want to feel safe. I don't know if it's because they have that their lineage is tied to the old policing of slave catching and all that good old boy shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I said to him, because I was about to crash out, and I did use the F word, and if you're a homosexual, I'm sorry I used that word. I am. I'm sorry. I try not to use that word. That is a bad word. But y'all got to have some type of fetish to want to sit, to want to kiss the boot that much. Because, okay, let's use, because they love to use George Floyd, right? Because we all saw, we can sit up here and act like we didn't see that cop murder that man on camera. We can pretend. And that's what America is. We can literally, with our own eyes, watch on tape, people stand around as this cop chokes a man to death, right? We can watch that. We can see. You can agree that the man was on drugs or whatever, but we saw with our own eyes, and God saw it too, and He saw us watch what we watched, right? And we watched it, and we watched him die. But they'll come in here and they'll use that as an example, as if that's not a truth that they didn't see with their own eyes. You understand? Because that's what America is. It's a lie. That's what I mean. It's a lie. It's a fucking lie. Just like the boy that shot up the school this past week. It's a lie. It's not that he's a lie, but the idea of, okay, I'm righteous in committing violence against somebody because I feel a certain way. Not because they have attacked me, not because they've robbed me, but because politically they think different. Ideologically they think different. There's a lot of people ideologically I don't like, but I don't think in my mind that, okay, I'm going to go and commit murder against them. I'm going to go and I'm going to hurt them. You understand what I'm saying? That's a certain mindset. There's a certain mindset of a person that's going to come into a person that he doesn't agree with politically and just start doing all of this, trolling. And like I say, people will literally get themselves fucked up, like rolling up on somebody, because not everybody's not. You get what I'm saying? You can't do that with everybody. You can't be a person that's just gonna confront people on the street because not everybody's wired too. I ain't gonna say they're not wired too tight, because I'm wired tight. I'm just reactive. You understand? I'm very reactive. Be careful what you fucking ask for. This internet shit will get people hurt, bro. It literally would. That's all I'm saying. And none of it is worth, like, I like, this country is demonic, bro. It's demonic. That is exactly what I mean. That video I showed earlier, because there's so much I want to say. It's so much I want to say. There's so much I can't say, and there's so much I want to say. But I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to come on here tomorrow. We're going to start going live like this a little bit more often, because I do like sitting here and doing this. I appreciate y'all coming in here. I appreciate y'all commenting in the chat. I don't know if the chat is still live or whatever. Let's see. It is. Oh, there we go. My 3-hour sleep caught up to me and I nodded off. I'm alert now. And it's okay. It's okay, Gina. You have the old George Carlin was so effing right. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Appreciate you speaking from the heart. Definitely chaos. A lot of my thoughts express it better. Yeah, I mean, my thoughts are chaotic too. And especially when I get triggered, I'm trying to learn how to, like, calm my thoughts, like, and not go off like that, like, because I don't get mad, I get excited, and I want to say so much at one time, and then, like, my thoughts become scrambled, right? Because it's like even the examples that they use, that's always the example, right? Like I go at it with a lot of races. If y'all, like, some of y'all don't know, I do have a couple Twitter accounts, okay? And I am overly toxic on Twitter in a lot of regards. And Twitter is one of the most racist places on the internet right now. And I spend a lot of time on Twitter. And I go at it with people like that. And for some reason, you have people with George Floyd avatars. You have people with that whenever anything comes up about police in America, even if it is over policing towards a white person, George Floyd comes up. It's like, what are y'all, what's up with y'all? And these are not black people bringing up George Floyd. This is a lot of times a certain demographic of men that are bringing up George Floyd as if, like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And even with that example, that's a horrible example because we watched that cop kill that dude. Like, what are you talking about? You see what I'm saying? And, like, I bring up Philando Castile because that's one that affects me a lot, because that man had a right to carry. He was in his car. That cop just shot him because he was scared. And I'm supposed to accept, oh, okay, this cop fears for his life and he's able to just pull the trigger, but I don't have that same right to do that. And the state won't let me off of, oh, okay, this cop rolled up on me out of nowhere and I just pulled my gun and shot him. The state ain't gonna let me get away with that. I'm going to fucking prison, right? If the whole fucking police force don't kill me first. You understand what I'm saying? Like that. So the state has a monopoly on violence, whereas the citizens should be able to somewhat police themselves. But unfortunately, like I say, you put up this demonic element, and it's funny that YSL Woody, y'all don't know if y'all know who that is. He's the guy, he's like this fucking murderer for Young Thug, and he's been talking lately because yada yada yada. It's a whole stupid thing. But one of the things he said is that when he was running the streets and he was doing one of the things that he was doing, he didn't even know what the fuck a switch was. A switch wasn't even a thing. A switch, you know, like with the gun, the switch, that wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing until it was brought up in a song, right? It wasn't a thing until it came up in a song. right? Then all these kids talking about switches and all that. And I appreciate you, Lavelle. I really do. Until it came up in a song, and then all of these kids started talking about switches, and all these kids started carrying switches and stuff because that was part of the vernacular that they became accustomed to. But before that, they didn't know what they had no concept of a device that can make a Glock fully automatic. They didn't have a concept of it, but then they learned what a concept was from a song. I'm saying that to say that a lot of the element that men like that like to come in here and critique, they're critiquing from a people who have been poisoned by that culture. Hip hop culture is not black culture. Hip hop culture was co-opted by the element of people that shall not be named, and those people have decided to turn hip hop into a demonic vehicle to deliver to our community. And a lot of young people, especially who grow up without guidance, without not a decent parent in sight, that is their parent, and they grew up listening to certain music, and that's how they go out. So a lot of times when you're going back and forth with some of these people, and like even a girl I played in the beginning of live, her mentality comes from an element of that culture. Not necessarily that she was necessarily taught that, but that's what she was growing up in. That was her influence. That demonic influence was pushed on our community by people, that by a lot of his people. And then they'll come in here and say, look how you guys are living. Even though they have pushed on this demonic culture, they've set up this what do you call it? They pushed on this demonic culture. They set up the economic conditions to be demonstrous so that a lot of people can't pull themselves up out of it. And then they set up systems of welfare and systems of welfare that are supposed to help, but what they do is keep people stagnant where they are based on the criteria that you have to meet in order to keep the welfare coming in. You understand what I'm saying? They're not systems to get you to transition from being here to there. They're systems put in place to keep you exactly where you are and to not build community. That's what they've done. But yet people like that will come here and say, y'all are this and y'all are that. I critique the community from within the community because I'm a part of the fucking community, because I am living in the community, because I experienced the community, because I grew up in the community, because this is my fucking community. I don't get on here and talk about the black community to demonize the black community from a sense of hatred. I'm doing it from a sense of fucking, that is me. I don't know nothing else. I don't know nothing else but black American culture. And so when I get on here and I critique it, it's because I grew up in it and I can see the elements of poison that have been seeded in my people. That is it. I'm not trying to get on here and demonize him and his family. I'm not trying to demonize him and his people. But if him and his people are a part of the story, that's going to be told. You're not going to just tuck that shit under the rug like the shit didn't happen. Just like how they're trying to act like slavery wasn't a big deal and wasn't a thing that people experienced. Yes, the fuck it was. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been up to where we were now, where we are now. Lynchings happen, public fucking lynchings, where they literally took black men and hung them from trees. The cops gathered these people up. This shit still goes on to this day. They're still finding young black men in different states, even just as recently as a couple months ago, hanging from a tree. And when they cut the nigga down, they try to say, oh, this dude came out here and isolated himself and hung himself from the tree. Even though a nigga didn't have no goddamn signs of suicide, was probably on a fucking trip from point A to point B, and then got found hanging somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? Close to a goddamn sundown town or something. But this person to get on here, the fact that there's even sundown towns at all, this person to get on here and act like that's not even a thing here in America. It is, bro. And if you don't talk about it, if you continue to tuck it under the rug for another century, you will continue to have to pay for the fucking sins of your goddamn ancestors. We didn't own slaves. No goddamn shit. I wasn't a slave. But the ramifications for the systems that those people set into place, and the ramifications for how my people had to pull themselves up out of that nightmare, still persist to this fucking day. It hasn't changed. And it's not like it's crazy that two things can't exist at the same time for a lot of people. Yes, in a lot of ways, socially, America has evolved in a lot of ways. But look what had to be done even to get there. To even get to this point. But yet the same people that say that America has come so far are the same people just 50 years ago that were fighting against civil rights, But America has civil rights now. We've come so far. Y'all are the same people just a few years ago that were fighting against it, but now y'all take credit for it. Same people that'll take credit for the advancements or the progress that will happen in this time 20 years from now, 30 years. Look how far we've come. Even though in this time you will fight against it. If we ever come to a point where over policing is actually dealt with, if we ever come to the point where people can actually be self-sustainable and not rely on this welfare system or this state system, then y'all will still sit up there and say, oh, we're taking credit for it, when y'all in this time only demonized and condemned. Y'all are not fucking good people, bro. I saw that I see that every time a school gets shot up. The conversation that's had. The only conversation that should be had when the school is shot up, there's two conversations that should be had. If the person is still alive, what is the punishment? Like, what is the public punishment for something like that? And what can we do? The second thing that should be said is, what can we do for the families? That's it. All the political conversations and everything that happens when stuff like that happens is crazy to me. What is the punishment for the killer, the actual killer? Not the guns, not the manufacturer, none of that shit. The killer. And if the killer killed himself, yes, there's conversations to be had to what led up to that. Absolutely. But the main conversation should be, how can we make the families of the deceased comfortable? How can we make them good? How can we make this right with them? But that conversation is rarely had. Even their pain is politicized. This country is evil, bro. And so, y'all, with that, I know I said I was going to stop. But with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. I am going to go live tomorrow. I promise I'm going to go live tomorrow. It's going to be Saturday. I'm going to have a lot more shit put together. I'm going to know how to maneuver some stuff and all that. And I'll